Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Chronicle, Cradle of Liberty. This is episode 3, A Matter of Life and Death. So let's meet our unalive players, starting with Avery.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Avery, at Avery DuBois on all the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality. And this time zone, I will be playing the Camarilla dog, Vern Rasmussen.
Camarilla dog. Laura?
Hi, hello, good evening, folks. You can call me Laura or Tutu or Laura Tutu. And this evening, I will be playing everybody's favorite princess, derogatory, Bryony Perkins of Clan Ventru.
I think only one person uses it derogatorily. It might be Marius. We're not sure. We'll have to do a few more episodes to see. Luna?
Hi, hello, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the social medias, including on Twitch, where I stream. But this time zone, I will be playing Celeste Ortega of Clan La Sombra.
Mm-hmm. Vien?
Oh my gosh, hi! I'm Vin at VinVoxVA on all the socials except Blue Sky, that is VinVox.com. And tonight I will be Marius Wise. Don't worry about it.
Never would. And last but certainly not least, Zach.
Hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo, also known as Sneakernet or Sneakernet Music, wherever music is played and wherever tabletop games are played. Tonight, once again, I return as the voice of the people, your Bruja, Arthur Zebulon.
Arthur Zebulon. So, as always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if everyone is ready, let's go back to Boston. Life and death. Such simple words, so small on the tongue. Mortals speak them with certainty, as if they are opposites, as if one must end for the other to begin. Life is movement. Blood rushing, lungs filling, cells dividing, burning, fading. A frantic dance towards the inevitable. Mortals clutch at it, desperate, terrified to let it go, unaware that they are already dying. Every step, every word, every wasted breath brings them closer to the grave. Death is the cold that seeps into marrow, the silence where breath once lived. It is the space between heartbeats, stretched into eternity. Kindred are somewhere in between. They can watch centuries unravel, see empires crumble and kings turn to dust. They feel mortals' warmth, taste their fear as they steal the delicate pulse of borrowed life. And for them, as their unlives stretch into endless nights, life and death, eventually, become meaningless. All that matters is the hunger. We open our scene tonight with you, Arthur. Tonight, you went with your coterie to the apartment of Detective Sarah Milton and discovered that she is, at the very least, an up-and-coming hunter on the search for the childer of Quentin King, his Knights of the Round Table. But your investigation was stopped short by a frantic phone call from Forrest, who informed you that your producer Peggy, who has been ill since your encounter with the Sabbat a couple of weeks ago, has fled his car while it was in motion on Route 128, and has raced on foot, presumably, as Forrest declared, back to her apartment as she was ranting and raving about having to go back there. So tell me, Arthur, as you leave Detective Milton's apartment in the Back Bay, what is your state of mind and where are you going?
I've been concerned ever since the incident in my studio that the Sabbat may have done something more to her, more than just general trauma. Because Peggy is not, not exactly like a rock of a person, but she's not fragile.
Mm-hmm.
This has been rather unusual, the amount that she has suffered under this, the amount that she has endured under this. So I've been concerned for a while that something has happened. I don't have these abilities. I can't tell if they've happened. This seems to lean much more to it, so I am a bit more on a mission at this point of just blocking step by step in my mind of finding Peggy, subduing her, getting her to somebody that can work the mind. If they can't tell what happened and undo it, then layer something else over it to put things back to normal. I went ahead and roused for fleetness so I can get back to my bike quicker, so that I can get to her. I don't expect to run on foot out of the city. That will get a little noticed.
Mm-hmm. So is the plan to run back to your radio station, to Peggy's apartment, to your apartment, where it is that you are going?
I'm going to the radio station first because that's where my bike is. That way, if she went there, I can intercept her there. And if she didn't go there, I can get on my bike and get to wherever I need to go faster.
All right. So as you race back to your radio station, what hunger are you at?
I was at 2 where we left off.
And your rouse check was a success?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I thought we were in the same night.
Yes.
I thought we were in the same night.
You are. I just wanted to see if you increased your hunger or not.
Oh,
when you
for the
activated fleetness.
No, yeah, I was fine. Yes.
So you race back to your radio station. Now, your radio station, would you like to explain to us where your radio station sits in pertaining to the harbor?
Yes. So Liberty Night Radio is in a small glass-fronted office space that is right on the bay. If you look it up, it sits between, I believe, Congress and Summers Street, right on the river, rather. There's a long walkway where you can go from one street to the other underneath the streets above. I put it there so that it wouldn't catch too much sunlight if I were there particularly late or early. It's a bit out of the way, but also still rather centralized to the city. I can get to where I need to get from there.
So as you get there, look for where you've locked up your bike. Wits and awareness, please.
Absolutely. That is 2 successes.
I only needed 1. 2 successes. You pull your bike out, you unlock it, you pull it out to the front where you can get into one of the side streets easily, and that's when you notice a figure moving underneath the bridge.
I'm going to walk the bike towards her then. Towards the figure, rather.
So you look down to see her. She's completely dirty. She's wearing pajama pants and a comfortable top. Obviously, she's been unwell for the last couple of weeks, as you know, and Forrest was taking her to see her mother in Belchertown, which is out in western Massachusetts. And she's obviously injured herself in this race to get back here. You can see that she has wounds on her face, on her hands. And she seems to be fiddling with a long ago abandoned, let's call it a dinghy. She is attempting to put it back into the water, muttering to herself.
Peggy.
She looks up at you, wild-eyed. Her skin has practically a yellow tint to it when her face meets the light.
Lean my bike against the railing and step over to get towards her. You're supposed to be at your mother's. What are you doing here?
The father, I got away. The louder they got, I couldn't. No, I have to go to them. I can't. I have to go to them. Arthur, I can't run away from this. I have to go to them. They're calling to me.
The louder who got?
The rats. Don't you hear them, Arthur? Please tell me that you hear them. Tell me that you hear them. They're so loud.
They can be very loud. I'm turning on awe to keep her focused on me so she doesn't turn back to the dinghy. And even if she does, I've got Melpomene, so I can keep that attention. Sometimes they can be very loud. Yes, I understand.
Will you go with me? Will you go with me out into the water?
What if we did something else? What if we found a way to make things a bit more quiet? That way you don't have to listen to them. Rats don't always have the best of ideas. They have a really narrow focus on what they want to do, what's good for them, what they think is the right thing to do. And it's different for people like you. You don't need to be in the company of rats.
Arthur, will you roll me a wits and medicine? It might be a little harder for you.
It definitely is. I am also contemplating doing something that is probably going to net me a stain, but I'm willing to at this point. 1 success. With
1 success, all that you can glean from Peggy is that she is trembling. She's shaking so severely. You think that she might collapse at any moment, that she has this, whatever's going on with her, has pushed her to her body to an extent where it is on brink of absolutely giving out on her, that she needs more than anything in this very moment, rest.
Mm-hmm. And in order to make it to where she's not going to try to jump and run away, and also thinking about the fact that she seems to have injured herself and she is just a person.
With one success, you would wager that if you were to lift her up and carry her away, she wouldn't be able to resist you, at least not physically. And plus, not.
Oh
with
no,
your
I know,
presence.
but I'm thinking beyond that. With the talk of the rats, they clearly got to her in a way that draws her to them, and I need that to not happen. I need a way to keep that resistant. And even though she is my touchstone, like I said, I'm going to do something that's probably going to net me a stain, but I'm going to dig my nails into my palm as I take my hand, put it on the back of her head, and say, I need you to just come with me. And I'll put my other hand along the side of her mouth, specifically to drip the blood along my hand into her mouth. For I'm doing a single level blood bonding, just enough to keep her from getting drawn away more.
Make me one rouse check. Give yourself one stain for breaking a Chronicle tenant. Which Vern will also have to deal with later.
I succeed in that, and I will take that stain.
As you feed her your blood, she takes it, and for a moment, she seems clear-headed. Unfortunately, it is an extraordinarily brief moment before she starts retching up your blood. And with your blood comes all sorts of foulness out of her mouth, yellow bile and green vomit. And she does fall to the ground in a fetal position.
Okay. Sun is going to be coming up. Then I will... How far away is she from where I am / where the radio station are? Because my place and the radio are just across the river from each other.
Your place is extremely close to where you are. It's less than 5 minutes.
I have a concern about the fact that I have a La Sombra staying in the apartment with me as well. So certainly. I'm going to...
But I will tell you, I'll cut this out, but I'll tell you out of character that Celeste was very gracious and said, I don't want to stay at Arthur's without Arthur there, and also I don't have a key. So Celeste is not staying there tonight.
Understandable. Then in which case we'll strike that and say that I'm not particularly thinking about that, and I'm just going to take her back to my place.
As you head back up to your place, now you're holding her, you're much closer to her now. You head up to your apartment. What floor is your apartment on, do you think?
I believe it's on the 4th or the 5th. It's a walk up.
Yes. And you, as many of the older buildings are, and you place her, do you place her on the couch? Do you place her in your bed? Where do you put her?
In the bed. She needs some sort of comfort. And besides, it's not like I particularly need the bed.
Please roll me one more wits and medicine, and this time add an extra die because you were physically handling her.
2 successes.
2 successes. You can
The
see
extra
that
die helped.
her body is absolutely covered head to toe in rat bites. Head to toe. They're behind her neck, behind her ears, in between her fingers, everywhere.
I'm not exactly a doctor. I understand a little bit of basic first aid. I at least understand the notion that wounds need to be cleaned. I did what I could with giving.
And I will tell you that
you helped a bit.
It did not. I will tell you that there is no bond formed with Peggy right now. That
Fair
what
enough.
you gave her came back out.
Well, it seems to at least pulled up other stuff that needed to get out, and so I'm okay with that. But in the meantime, I will take alcohol and attempt to just clean out the wounds while she's mostly unconscious.
All right.
There's not enough I can do here right now.
Do you clean her mouth where the vomit is still sitting? Her hair? Do you attempt to do what you can in the most respectful way, of course, to clean her and make her as comfortable as possible.
Pretty much where I can find rat bites are being sanitized, and then yes, I'm going to clean the vomit off of her mouth.
That
She
will
doesn't
take you
need to-
right up until dawn.
I'll do that. If I pass out on the bed next to her, then so be it. It'll just look like I fell asleep.
I will absolutely say that that will happen. As you fall asleep, we will come right back to you, Zach. But first, we're going to pop on over to Brienne. Now, Brienne, you had your very interesting encounter yesterday. First, you were made emissary. Prince Iverson declared you emissary to the Anarchs, which was once a position held by Mem Lewis, and of course that went very poorly when they needed her to convince the Anarchs to be used as cannon fodder. You were also invited to a family dinner in a few days by the Hikata. And of course, you met a werewolf who said that he owed your grandsire a boon and has since, or a life debt as he called it, and has since transferred that to you. So when the day's sleep came, you decided you were going to rest with Vern up in the small apartment above your bar. Now, when you arrived to go up to his room, Vern was already asleep. He was curled up around a pink box with a pink bow and a pamphlet in his hand. Before you laid down to sleep, did you check either the box or the pamphlet?
Definitely the pamphlet.
The pamphlet, you see, is something from the 80s, 1989 to be specific. It's an advertisement for Swan Lake, performed by the Bolshoi Ballet and the Boston Opera House. And something's written on it in the Cyrillic language, which you do not speak.
No. Tempted as I am to be nosy, dawn is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go down the rabbit hole right now. The box can wait.
How do you sleep? Where do you sleep? Describe for me what it is that Brienne is doing.
So much has happened tonight, the nights previous. It feels like everything has sprinted forward ahead of me, and I don't. The only thing I know for sure, the only thing that is real right now is Vern. So I'll tuck up next to him. Cold comfort though it may be.
All right. And we will check up on that in just a moment. But for now, we're going to pop back over to Arthur. Arthur, you wake up, head face planted into the mattress. Your hands, your sleeves rather, still rolled up from cleaning Peggy. She has not woken up. She looks maybe even grayer and paler than she did when you brought her there. Please make me your nightly rouse check.
I succeed.
Mm-hmm. And one more wits and awareness, please, as you look over Peggy to see if any of the bites have healed, to see if your blood has done anything. As I've already informed you, it has not.
Yes, but one success anyway.
On wits and awareness?
Yes.
Then you don't hear it until someone is already behind you. It is nothing that should cause a startle, but someone does say, "I don't mean to bother you, Mr. Zebulon."
I'm going to take a swing. I don't know who it is, and they're in my house, and I just woke up.
You just, yeah, sure. You swing?
Mm-hmm.
Make me a strength and brawl. This isn't a great pull for her. But she's tough, she can take it.
Just one success anyway. It's not a particularly leveled swing.
All right. She rolled a critical success, or messy critical, rather.
Yep.
She does dodge it rather successfully, but with that messy critical, she's going to whip out a tendril that's going to grab onto your hand. Sorry about that.
Do I recognize her at this point, whoever this is?
You don't.
Okay.
Sorry. It startled me. I come in peace.
I believe introductions are in order then.
Of course. My name is Cyrus.
I've heard of you.
Cool. I'm just here to deliver a message from a clanmate of yours.
Which one?
Saul. Old lady biker bruja.
Oh, I'm well familiar. How is Saul?
Not great.
Wonderful. What's the issue now?
Well, she says that she really wants you to talk to the Baron. She thinks that you're her last hope to get him to calm down.
I am good at talking to people, aren't I?
Mm.
Well, new friend, as you can see, I have a bit of something I have to attend to first. It's a little bit more time sensitive, I'm afraid.
She doesn't look
But
good.
Exactly. But do let Saul know that I will be there as soon as I possibly can be for this.
You should take
I
her
am taking
to
this with
my.
expediency.
You should take her to my coterie mate at the secret garden.
I was hoping to head there last night, but I got there a little bit too close to sunrise.
Yeah, let me take you in my. I just got a new Jeep. Let me take you.
I get up and put the snub nose I have just into my pocket in full view of her and just go, just in case we aren't actually friends. Shall we?
Sure. You want to do the honors, or shall I? She goes.
Please, and I'll
Indicates.
pick up.
You take Peggy. Okay. She was going to carry
I
Peggy
pick
for
up.
you, and she comes. She leaves the way that she came in, through the fire escape, and through the wall.
I watch that, immediately turn around and just go back down the stairs of my apartment.
Yep.
I just closed the window behind her and just down.
She didn't open the window at all. She walked in
Okay.
through shadow. She shadow stepped into the room.
In which case, I can't go that way, so down the stairs I go.
So she'll meet you down with the Jeep, which she will take you to the secret garden in. You're at 2 hunger. All right. So do you want to feed before you go?
No.
Okay. Moving back over to Brienne. Don't worry, Celeste and Marius, we're getting to you, I promise. there's a rhythm to the madness, I swear. Brienne, you wake up before Vern does. Vern is still asleep. So I need 2 things from you. I need a rouse check for your nightly, and I need an intelligence and occult, which is not a great die pool for you, or wits and occult if that's higher for you. It's not great for you.
The rouse check is a rousing success.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3. And 2 successes.
2 successes is enough for you to have an inkling that Vern's connection to humanity is rather low.
He's quite old.
Mm-hmm.
He's an old man.
He is an old man. But speaking of people who aren't old men... Oh, actually, before I do that,
Jesus.
are you going to look in the box? It's my last time I'll ask.
Yeah, look in the box.
You don't have to say yes. But if you'd like to, you may. So is that a yes or a no?
I want to know.
All
I'll
right.
put it back the way I found it.
Perfect. So you slip it out of his hands. His beast isn't going to rouse him unless it perceives him to be in danger. Pull the pink ribbon out of the box. And Vern, would you like to tell us what Brienne sees inside the box?
It's rather simple. It's lined with what looks like a paper that is in the Cyrillic script. Some kind of Russian newspaper. And there's a pair of, though faded, once very light pink point shoes. It's always hard to tell for dancers if they're shoes for a child or a woman. But they are certainly small and just they've been there with just the newspaper. And they've been bound to one another with the wrappings that extend from the heel of the shoe.
I think there's just enough humanity left that the sight sort of pulls at something around Brainy's dead heart.
Mm-hmm. Certainly pulls at something that has to do with that pamphlet, whatever this is.
Yeah. We heard Vern mention point shoes with Saris.
Yes, you did.
The box will be carefully and almost reverently placed back together, ribbon tied the way she found it, and back into Vern's arms.
All right. Make me either dexterity and craft or composure and craft to see if you can do it exactly the way it was. Just not be being mean. Oh.
You know what? My dexterity does not suck.
Okay, so we'll come back to you because we're going to talk about someone who's not old at all. Hi, Celeste. Good morning. Please make me your nightly rouse check.
Morning. Success.
So that puts you at 2 hunger, I believe. Still.
Yes.
Okay. So you had a very interesting night. One, you saved Marius from turning torpor inside of a frozen lake. Nice. You were very helpful in breaking into Detective Milton's apartment before Marius set it on fire. Also nice. You also heard the voice of someone in your mind who called you his Guinevere. Now, you've heard enough of the Coterie members talk about Quentin King and how his obsession with Arthurian legend. You were chasing after a knight this evening before you realized he was no longer with us. So you can only deduce that whoever this Quentin King is indeed still here in the city, and that he's got his eye on you for whatever reason that happens to be. Also said he was a huge fan of your sire, however that makes you feel.
Yeah, I think that makes her feel very mixed emotions because anybody who's friends with Ezra is not a friend of hers, and yet to be held in such high esteem is a great way to a fast track to overtake Ezra.
Mm-hmm. Surely. And as you awake and you sort of make sure that everything as catastrophic or not chaos-like Marius's room was, with all the papers everywhere, and you make sure to put them all exactly the way that they were, these papers, this ordered chaos, you hear Olvido shouting outside, shouting for you, saying, "He's back! Celeste, he's back!"
Who? Hey, can I see him? Is there a window that I can see?
There's a
him
window.
from? Yeah, I'll open the window and see who's back.
And you look down, and Olvido is up in the tree as you told him to stay out there. And it is Gabriel, the man who is claimed to be your sibling's handler.
Oh. Okay. I'll head down, close the window, head down.
He smiles, waves at you, waits for you to approach.
Evening.
Good evening. I am very glad that you accepted that phone, because obviously I put a tracker in it so I could keep track of you. Your siblings are very safe. They are in Bogota now. I will pick them up from the airport after New Year's.
Okay. And Storyteller, how far off is New Year's?
8 days.
Okay. How kind of you. Thank you.
I am instructed now to be at your service.
By Ezra.
Is it not obvious?
Oh, it's pretty obvious. Well, what can you do?
Anything that you command.
Just raise an eyebrow. Really?
Yes. If you have somewhere you need to be, someone you need to get in touch with, I'll be your chauffeur, I'll be your bodyguard, I'll be your informant, I'll be your medic, whatever it is that you need. Walking happy meal, I think Ezra called it.
He would call it that. Well, that's very useful.
Yes, it
Thank
can
you.
be. And rolls up his sleeve. Are you hungry?
I could eat.
And he will sort of look around. You should get in the car because we are out in the open.
Right. Yeah, let's do that. She will trepidatiously do that.
Trepidatiously do that. How much are you drinking?
Just one.
You take just one from him. You see the kiss fall over his eyes. You see them flutter underneath his closed eyelids. He does enjoy this. So you've seen many humans enjoy this and always look a little disappointed when you stop.
She pulls back. She'll wipe her lips and say, "Don't make it weird."
It's involuntary. It's a weirdness. I cannot help it.
Right.
It's not weird for me. I'm sorry if it's weird for you. I like it.
At least you know what you're about. I will pull up my... Wait. No, I can't do that because I'm Melissa Homer. I was going to pull up my phone and see what the plan was for tonight.
You do have a very old bricked Nokia phone, like, with the old green screen. And you can text Marius, because Marius is the only one. Or you could text Brianny. Those are two we have numbers of.
I'll message Marius and say, thank you for letting me stay at your place. What's the plan for tonight?
All right, so let's switch over to Marius then. So you picked Marius. Can I have your nightly rouse check, please?
Oh my gosh, of course. Let's see what the new dice.
What was your result of your rouse check, Marius?
Oh, it was a pass.
Pass. So that puts you at 2 hunger, I believe. So, you are here at the Secret Garden, where you like to be. Last night, you fell into the water, but you were okay. You met some werewolves. You brought a stake back with you that you found in a grave on Raccoon Island. You also set fire to an apartment. That was pretty fun. But now you're here with your partners, Lasher and Junebug. And right now, Lasher is downstairs. He is rare for him. He is drawing Junie, who is dancing around. She has a mop in her hand. She's not actually mopping, but she is playing Faith Hill over the loudspeaker. And she's singing along to some Faith Hill song. And Lasher is trying to very quickly draw her in motion. And Junie is sort of grabbing onto you, trying to get you to sing with her, trying to get you to dance with her. How jovial or not are you tonight, Marius?
They're kind of sticking close to the easel, watching. Like, I'm distracting you. You're supposed to be in the moment, like kind of coaching the movement for Lasher to capture.
Junie grabs onto you, Marius, and after she's done her dance, and Lasher is like annoyed because it didn't last long enough, but she's done with dancing and singing, and she sort of brings you over to the display case here, and she says, look what Joanne brought the other day. And she points down. She's like, they're like little pies with onion in it. I think she called it a cache or something.
I'm going to save you some embarrassment. In the future, they're called quiche.
Quiche. I mean, they smell terrible, but she says the people will love them.
That's a very interesting choice for a bakery, I will admit.
I love getting stuff from Joanne. And she gave us this, and she pulls out like a big bottle of name brand ketchup. She says to tell the patrons to try it with this. Have you ever had this?
Ketchup, yes. I don't think I've had ketchup with a quiche. Say that 5 times fast. That is a joke.
My parents were very weird. They didn't want me to eat anything processed or anything. Everything we had was all homemade. And when I see this big red bottle, I think about when I was 15, I really wanted to dye my hair red. And my mom said I had to wait till I was 16. She said then I could. But, they never got to see me when I was 16. Because,
Yeah, we have to figure that out. I think you look nice with red. I don't know about ketchup red, but...
Well, yeah. After what happened to them, I went into a foster family for a couple of years, right, till I was 18, and until I met my sire. But the foster mom was mean, And I never really met mean parents before. And I told her I wanted to dye my hair. And she gave me ketchup and told me to just go in the shower and try that. And it wasn't until I was halfway through the bottle that I realized she was just lying and being mean.
Oh. We have to go kill her.
No. No. She's...
Well, okay, you don't have to. I have to. We have to. We're going on a road trip.
Marius, you would never be caught dead in Vermont.
Oh, I mean, I'll be caught dead everywhere, technically.
And that is when you get a text from Celeste on your phone asking you what we are doing tonight.
Oh, I guess duty's already calling. And he responds with, let's meet at the Queen's Cellar.
Mm-hmm. And Lasher sees you on your phone and he says, no, you have to keep June dancing. I'm not done with this. So, let's go. More dancing, more singing. I need to finish this and then you can leave us again, okay? So, hop, pick a new song.
Listen, with the daggers. And and just hobbles over to the, the speakers and whatnot. And just pick whatever next.
So we're going to move back over to Briony and Vern. Vern, you've now woken up. Briony, what was your roll?
4 successes.
4 successes, perfect. So you wake up and Briony is laying next to you. The box and the pamphlet are still in your hand, exactly as they were when you went to sleep. You don't know any different. Please make me your nightly... No. Hang on. You were at 5 hunger when we ended the session last. So I need 2 things from you. I need a willpower roll from you to let me know if you killed someone before going to bed or not. And whether or not you'll be incurring stains for that.
Four successes.
Okay, so give yourself 2 stains. You did murder someone last night. Right outside the Queen's Cellar. Threw him, probably dragged him over into the harbor and threw him in. 2, that puts you at 0 hunger. So now I need your rouse check. We will deal with your remorse rolls next session.
That's a failure.
And so now you are back at 1. The voice of your beast. You only got to enjoy it for a few moments before you opened your eyes once again to the night. But when you do open your eyes once again to the night, Briony is here with you, to your surprise.
I think almost unconsciously Vern will roll over and he'll just look at her.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
I was more than a little freaked out. So,
Yeah, I get it. That's the first time I've seen a lupine in years.
I've never seen one before.
Yeah.
City kid, so.
As far as encounters with lupines go, you got the best deal I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it's one of those instances where like Briony hadn't been thinking about it and then she remembers and like you can kind of see her brain like stutter and start again. She's like, oh, holy shit. Yep. Yeah. No. Fuck.
Galeb was good like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. When it came
No.
to the Thin Bloods, I mean, he was fucking merciless. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who enjoyed their work.
No. Nobody in my family is good people, clearly.
I don't know. Something happened, and I know this is not gonna sit well with you, but something happened to Shu Fang. I mean, when she was human, she wasn't that bad. And she's not like Galeb. I don't know what the fuck happened to her. She no offense, reminds me of Beryl.
Yeah, well, Beryl was willing to sacrifice me to save his own skin, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, she spends so much time with Galeb, and he had that fucking, I don't know, Ventrue nobility thing about him, you know? He had a code, and he stuck to it, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting older. You know, Galeb's been on my mind a lot.
As you muse about Galeb and Kindred who are no longer with us, you get a pressing into your mind, Vern, a pressing that you're getting used to at this point. And it is Ceres. And she says, "Hey, your buddy has a problem. We're going to the secret garden. If you want to have that talk, you can find me there."
Now, forgive me if I butcher this, but I have been doing my homework for this session.
Mm-hmm.
Just mentally, he will reply, "Я начинаю вспоминать тебя, дитя."
And she will reply, "Ты помни, дедушка."
We should clean up, and we should head to the secret garden. Something's going on with Art. I mean, he bailed from the apartment that Marius burnt down pretty quick. He had some kind of problem, and I guess he's with Ceres. And they're going to the garden, so
Oh, good. My favorite.
they're not that bad.
Brienne, do
Oh,
you
dear.
text Marius, since you have no idea that Marius is staying there or not, do you text Marius and Celeste to tell them to meet you at the secret garden? Because I'm not sure if you're super familiar with the relationship Marius has with the people at the secret garden.
I don't think Brandy does. So yeah, I think she'll and she'll say, I don't actually mind Sarah. She's kind of funny, but then yes, she'll text Marius. Apparently something's going down at the secret garden. We're heading there.
All caps, one word, intro bang. Why?
Art has a problem? Question mark?
And question mark?
Can I ask, Brienne,
He's a coterie? Question mark?
did you text this to Celeste and to Marius, or just to Marius?
No, you know what? We've got a group chat at this point, haven't we?
Well, Celeste can't be part of it. You have to text Celeste separately.
Celeste has been doing the T9 typing, trying to keep up. Like 5 messages have come in.
Oh, baby. I feel okay. You know what? We have a group chat with those of us who can use smartphones, and then Brienne will text poor Celeste separately.
The group chat every once in a while, you can have someone set it up. Get Brock to do it. Have someone set it up so that every once in a while the group chat will be emailed to Celeste. So then Celeste can just check the email on the phone and get like the thread every once in a while, like every 10 minutes.
Hi, baby.
So Celeste, in your car, you get a message. You get eventually the messages come in as Gabriel's driving you to the Queen Cellar. That everyone is going to the secret garden in the South End. Now, you know the South End to be a place for the Anarchs, and you have been there before with Marius and Lasher when they were dancing, and Marius cut themselves, and it seemed very intimate. But that is where they are telling you to go.
I didn't learn Lasher's name last time,
You
did
did
I?
not. Mm-mm.
Okay, so because I know it was already mentioned, and with Gabrielle, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna say, do you know what a secret garden is?
It's a novel and a movie, and a place here in Boston.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which one of those three that you mean.
The Ladder, the place here in Boston.
That's in South Boston, yes. It's a art cafe gallery something or other.
Well, that's where we're going, apparently.
Of course, and he bangs a Yui. He does a U-turn on the road that he's on. Pretty sharply. He's a good driver. And drives you in that direction. Now, Marius, you're standing there in the middle of the thing with Lasher painting and Junie singing and drawing, and you are furiously texting Brienne, and Brienne's like, we're getting in the car. We're getting in the Maverick. We're coming to you. And you're like, why? Why are you doing this? Yeah. And that's when you hear someone pull in rather roughly into the only parallel parking here in the Seer Garden. And Saris and Arthur, you have arrived first.
Yep. Just lifting Peggy out of the car. I'm just going over to the door. If it's a push door, just pushing it open my foot. If it's a pull door, then I'm going to stare at Saris.
Mm-hmm. Saris will open the door for you, but she should be like, you really should be going in the back, but all right, you're the boss. And she opens the door.
Don't care. Through the front.
And through the front, Marius, as if this couldn't get any worse, comes in Arthur with some woman you don't know.
All right, where are they?
Hi. How are you? That's
terrible.
What?
Where are they?
You'll have to be a little specific.
I'm holding a near dead body in my hand. I don't think I need to be particularly specific as to who I might be looking for in this establishment that might be able to help me with this.
I'll at least humor me. June, darling, I think you have a patient.
June has taken her dancing and singing into the kitchen. She was looking for something else to dance with besides the mop, since no one wants to dance with her. And also, it would annoy Lasher if someone was dancing with her, because he's trying to just get a person in motion with no other people in it. So she was looking for some other thing to dance with that would be more fun. And she comes out, and you see the person who comes out, Arthur, is someone who's very short, very almost mousy in their demeanor. She's wearing a beret. She's got curly blonde hair. And she says, oh, welcome to the secret garden. Oh, does she need help?
She does, yes. I was given notice a while ago that I said on the radio that if people needed help, they should come here to you. And so here I am.
She looks really, really bad, Mari. Do you think I should take her upstairs?
Unfortunately.
Would you mind carrying her upstairs?
Absolutely. Excuse me, Marius. I'm just going to walk behind Junie.
Lasher comes over to you as they go past, and he still has his, he's doing oil painting, and he's like, do you think he would be mad if I sketched this upstairs?
You know, I think you should take advantage of it. Go. Have fun.
I think so.
Everybody's just doing their own thing.
Don't be mad, Marius. It's fine. You know Junie loves this shit.
But it takes a toll on her.
She's stronger than we understand. I think if we push her out of the nest, she will fly or she will splat.
I don't like that metaphor.
I love it. And he starts walking up the stairs. Celeste, you are the first to arrive after Arthur.
Yeah, she'll just ask Gabrielle to just stay here and see what's going on.
I am double parked, and it seems that whoever owns that Jeep, it's nowhere really good to park. I will circle the block. You just text me when you are ready.
Okay. I'll get out and
if you need me,
go.
I will assist you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
She's
welcome.
got eyes narrowed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, and she of course brought Olvi with her.
Yeah, always with you. Saris is down there, sort of just standing around awkwardly. Saris, whether that is to your dismay or not, Marius, Saris is down there. She's got her black trousers, black tie, black button-up, hair done back, black hair. And she's sort of just looking around, and she's like, really? Joanne brought quiches this week? That's disgusting.
That's and ketchup for some reason. I don't understand.
I've tried to tell Junie that Joanne is senile. I understand that that's her whole thing, but we gotta let her go. Gotta cut her out.
I guess I'll figure that one out.
Celeste, you walk through the door at this very moment.
Just kind of look around, see if I can find what I'm looking for.
Yep, there it seems Marius and Saris, who you've met now, is over by the bakery pointing out the quiches.
I'll walk over to them. Evening.
Hi. Did you bring popcorn?
Whatever for?
And Olvido goes,
Oh,
popcorn,
okay.
popcorn, yes, popcorn. Where's the popcorn?
Oh,
No
now I feel
popcorn,
obligated to
sorry.
give you popcorn. No, I feel burdened. I would be so amiss if I didn't give the adorable bird popcorn. It was a joke for the surgery theater upstairs.
There's a
Just-
crashing sound upstairs as Arthur has grabbed Lasher's sketchbook and hurled it across the room.
Perfect. As soon as you do that, Junebug says, hi, could you maybe go downstairs? I need concentration, and Lasher's also very important to me, and you just threw his notebook, and he's going to be really mad. So could you just leave the room, please? Thank you.
You want me to leave the room as the woman that I brought here to be cared for is God knows what up here.
I'm going to take care of her. I don't know if you know what I do or who I am, but that's what I do.
I do.
All right, so you're going to let me do it? Please?
Yes.
Thank you. I will give you updates as required.
Nod, turn right back to Lasher. No drawing.
Come on, this is my fucking house. And Junebug just sort of puts her hand like over his mouth. He doesn't say anything else.
Walk out, just light up a cigarette and down the stairs.
Vern and Brianny, you can also arrive now. Nowhere really to park very well, but Vern, you know this place well enough. You've been here now so many times against Marius's wishes that you know you can park around the back where there's plenty of the unhoused people coming to wait. And you see there's a whole crowd of unhoused people waiting, and Junebug's not there. No one's giving them any food. And you do see one who, as soon as you exit out of the car, looks at you with extreme intent.
I think Vern will first open the glove box where he's put a little wad of cash. And he'll make sure each of these homeless people at least get a $5.
Mm-hmm. If you're gonna hang around with the homeless people, Brianny, do you just like excuse me away from the sort of the unhoused population that gathers around here every night, or do you stay with Vern and hand out $5 bills?
You know what? She'll stay with Vern.
Perfect.
And once Vern gets around to the person, he knows what he did to them.
Mm-hmm. That person doesn't seem interested, although he should, in the $5. He's just staring at you, and he's like,
You want to come inside and talk?
I do, but I don't really know why.
Yeah, you do. Remember, think about it.
Okay. And of course, Vern, this is the man that you fed your blood to the other night after you fed off of him.
Vern will walk him inside through the side door.
Mm-hmm. So now everyone in the coterie is gathered here together, and you may have conversations about what's going on. Marius, you can come out with popcorn for Olvido, and Olvido flies into the bowl and begins eating on it greedily. Saris is sitting up on the counter where all the bakery food is, and she says, I'll go hand out food to the unwashed masses, do a solid for Junie, and give you guys a minute. She takes the quiches.
Thanks.
Hi,
Oh.
Saris. Oh, here we are.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
But I currently have my radio producer upstairs because she is covered in rat bites and out of her fucking mind from when the Sabbat crashed my studio however many days ago.
I'm sorry. Is she gonna be all right?
I certainly hope so. That's why I'm here. She couldn't even stomach my own blood to try to heal her. They've gotten into her that much.
Vern will look over to Marius really quick with kind of an apology on his eyes before looking back to Arthur. I know Bruja are hot-headed, so please don't take this in any way other than the way I mean it. Is she worth it?
Rephrase your question.
Does she mean that much to you?
Yes.
Alright. Sorry for crashing the place again, Marius.
Don't mention it. And I mean that. All of you, don't fucking mention it.
Don't mention what?
Exactly.
Vern looks like he was going to open his mouth and say something and then just nods.
Preeny reaches over and flicks him on the ear.
So how did they get to her? I mean,
You were there.
yeah, but I mean, if she's covered in bites, she wasn't covered in bites when I left.
Well, that one just seems to be able to bring them wherever she goes, and so I imagine she can send them wherever she wants to as well.
Those of you who were at the radio station the night that the Sabbat were there heard Peaches say, "My rats have her scent now."
You're gonna have to get her out of town. You're gonna have to get her out of town, Art.
No, I'm going to have to get them out of town. She's going to stay here as long as I can keep her here.
Arthur, come on. Let's think for a minute.
Oh, I've thought. I've had so many thoughts over the last half of a day, Vern. Thoughts you'd revel in.
You know how many miles of sewer there are under this city, Art? Because I do. I've clawed through half of them looking for thin bloods. I know exactly how many places there are to hide in this city, and if they don't want to come out and be seen, it'll take me years to hunt them down if they just keep their heads low. And I'll do that for you. All you got to do is ask me. You're my friend, and I would do that for you.
I appreciate that, but you see, that's the beautiful thing. If when we all met them is any indication, they are so self-righteous and smug that they're just going to step out into the open at any given point. And then we can deal with them.
They'll step out into the light when it suits them, not when they're at a disadvantage.
They're going to be at a disadvantage if I'm there.
All right. Listen, I've never been the one to put the monkey wrench in the plan. I'm just saying maybe we should take a smoke break. Think about it.
Whether or not I send Peggy out of town, it's not going to change my approach to this. If they want to talk about it some more, they can talk from the inside of my head for the rest of eternity.
Okay. All right.
While Junebug works on Peggy, which will require Marius in a moment, I'll allow you to have any discussion that you'd like to have about, not to put too fine a point on it, Dick is still missing. Lucky Dick is still not with you, and you don't know where he is. So if you'd like to discuss anything about that, anything about what happened last night, anything about plans moving forward into how you're going to get Dick back, or anything else that's going on in the city, now is the time to discuss it before I need to steal Marius away for something.
Well, Art, you missed a very interesting evening.
Before or after you set the apartment on fire?
That was not me, first of all.
Oh,
Rude.
the general you. I'm not so dumb as to think that you don't smoke, Marius. I know why you wanted a cigarette.
Still rude.
Mm-hmm.
No, we, where do I begin? God. So there was a hunter. The hunter's dead.
Great. Did you figure out where she was stashing Richard?
No, because what was it? Raccoon Island. Sorry, Huddy, is that what it's called? Raccoon Island. She wandered her way out to Raccoon Island. After running across the ice, Marius almost drowning. And we found her as the last gasps of life were leaving her. There was a hole in the ground with a stake. So I assumed, oh dear, perhaps dear old Dick has been unstaked and is scampering about. No, there was something else there, which is great. And there were also werewolves. So there are werewolves on Raccoon Island. Just so you know.
Did the werewolves take care of the something else that was there?
I don't know.
No, they didn't.
They owe us now, though. At least one of them does. Well, they owe me. So that's fun.
That's fortunate.
Yeah, no, we have a nuclear bomb option if we need it.
The Sabbat are diablerizing Quentin's children.
Yeah.
That explains why they wanted Richard so badly.
Yeah, Richard's a grandchild. His blood's not that thick.
They still wanted him.
See, that's where I'm caught up. Out of all the things they wanted, and with the way that their priest acted with Dick, it's personal. You don't get that level of hysteric without it being personal.
Richard has an incredible luck streak behind him. He's survived not one, but two major disasters in the city. The big unification party fiasco, and the very next night when the circulatory system were hit, both by the Second Inquisition. He's the only one that made it out. We all have theories as to how that could be. So if it's personal in some capacity, I imagine it's tied to that. But nevertheless, he still is related to the goal. I could imagine that using him would be useful.
Yeah.
He does seem like the kind to know where the bodies are buried, literally speaking.
Well, the rest of his coterie, other than Hilda's dead. So there's a chance that if Dick knows where the bodies are buried, so does Hildy. That's neither here nor there. Marius, can you track someone by their blood?
Well, while I'm doing everything, I might as well.
No, you don't. Above table, you do not. You can taste blood and learn things from it, but you cannot track that way. Unfortunately.
We got some of Dick's blood out of fucking the cop's car.
Which Marius already tasted. And confirmed it was Richard.
If we can find somebody who can track using blood, then we might have a beat on Richard.
Marius, you never tasted the steak, though. Didn't really have time because there were werewolves around.
Yeah. But with the not wanting to get shredded,
Yeah.
felt like that took precedent.
I think they were quite nice.
They were lovely.
Would you like to taste the steak?
Would you like to taste the steak blood?
I mean, I guess I'm putting my mouth on everything this season.
You certainly are.
Welcome to being Tremere.
Hi-oh.
Yeah.
So that's no rouse check, resolve and blood sorcery. Yeah. My brain. Celeste, as all of this is going on, that voice presses into your mind. It says, "My dear, I would never bore you with such things. The way they all stand around and ignore you. Were you by my side, you would be up on a dais, draped in gold and jewels, and all would bow down to worship you.
Celeste is just standing there, arms crossed, taking this all in, but also listening to that and making just mental notes and calculations.
Composure and subterfuge. Everyone else besides Marius, who's busy, wits and insight, please. Your composure and subterfuge should be pretty good, though, Celeste.
It is.
You're a La Sombra. It's like your best thing.
4 successes.
4 successes. Yes. Marius, you taste this blood. It's very old. This is not quite as old as the blood you tasted out of the Iron Maiden, but it's one step down from that. This is a 7th generation Malkavian whose name was Lamerick. He was the child of Quentin King, is what you taste from that. 2. Celeste. 5. 2. Nope, no one can tell that anything has happened to Celeste. She looks exactly the way she did.
I'm distracted.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, she just looks like she's listening.
It's not just because she's a La Sombra. And that is what you learn from the stake, Marius.
And he just recites it like a fax machine. Just da 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 da.
Yeah, that tracks.
Did
Lamerick.
that match the information that we found at her apartment?
She thought Lancelot was buried there.
That's if she was an incompetent hunter as well.
Surprise, surprise.
I guess while we're adding adjectives, yeah.
Well then, what's the plan?
I was gonna
Well.
my question.
I think Vern will stop and Vern will turn to Celeste. What would Ezra do?
Why would you ask that?
Just answer the question, please.
Ezra would do whatever it would take to further Ezra's goals.
Not exactly helpful here.
Not.
If Ezra were to be doing our fucking job right now, what would he do?
He would go through all of Milton's family, find them all, interrogate every single one, kill them if necessary, until he got the answers he was wanting. Is that what you wanted to hear?
I'm just saying. Quentin put a lot of stock in Ezra, and Ezra gets things done. So I'm trying to, let other people's behaviors influence my own.
Honey, you should mention family.
Yeah, she's Thane's sister.
And the prince is looking to mend fences.
And the Baron is looking to break them.
Yeah. So,
Well,
2 birds with 1 stone in that regard. Potentially, talk down the Baron and learn a little more about where Sarah may have taken the body.
we do have one thing going for us in that regard.
Mm.
You didn't kill the detective. Apparently, as far as we're aware, the Sabbat did. Which is common enemy.
Technically, it was the werewolves. But no one else knows that.
Right.
You said the Sabbat is diablerizing Quentin's childer. She went after Quentin's childer. She's found dead at the scene. Sounds like enough cause to me.
I don't have to tell the entire truth.
Wow, welcome to the Camarilla.
With that phrase, Marius, you hear Junie coming hurriedly down the stairs. and she looks worried. And she's, I'm really sorry to interrupt. Marius, Mr. Zebulon, could I get your help upstairs for a moment?
Doesn't even answer,
Sure.
just walks off from the group.
Yeah. There were 3 of you. Please make yourself comfortable. This might be a little while, so, there's lots of books, and please enjoy Lasher's art.
Good luck, Junie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And she goes upstairs. And
She's a spear.
Can I get a, let's do Wits and Occult, Celeste, and Brianny. Real quick. See if you can glean what the hell Junebug is. Because she's not acting like a kindred that you've ever met. She's actually some sort of sunshine unicorn kitten vampire. Am I stereotyping them a little bit? Yes, but I really like this character. This is a character I will never ever get to play. So that's what I do. 2. 2, yeah. Both of you think that, you're not totally sure, but you think this might be one of these very elusive Cyclopses, Salubris, soul suckers that you've heard about.
Well, that's fun.
Huh.
So
Yeah, Junie's a sweet pea.
She's very, up.
Bubbly.
Yeah, bubbly. That's the word. Thank you.
Good? You can just say good.
She's kindred. We're not good.
we are going to take our break right here, and then we're going to move on to some stuff that might be difficult for everyone to deal with. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cradle of Liberty, Matter of Life and Death, Episode 3. We're all sitting in the secret garden, which Marius is loving, by the way. Marius loves that everybody is here in their secret place. Arthur has brought his touchstone, Peggy, to be healed by Junebug, renowned healer here in Boston. And Junebug seems to be having an issue, and she's asked Marius and Arthur to come upstairs. Now, as the two of you head upstairs, Arthur, you've been up here, but I haven't described it for you. It's very nice. It's almost like a little penthouse. You see there's only one bed. But you assume the three of them live up here. Marius, at least part-time anyway. Lasher is pouting out on the balcony, looking in from the window, but he's definitely pouting and sometimes turning over to see where if his sketch pad ended up. It's in the corner somewhere, and he's just pouting like a grown-up. Peggy is laying on the bed, Marius, and Junie looks very nervous, and she says, "So, my usual methods aren't really working. I think there's something wrong in her blood. I think something has could you maybe explain to me what has happened to her, Mr. Zebulon?"
Not entirely, because I'm not 100% certain. But members of the Sabbat came by my studio and attempted to extort us for their own ends. They were holding her against her will there while they spoke to me, intimidating her. One of them whispered something to her, and she's been off ever since. Another one made mention about her rats. She has a tendency to swarm an area with rats to make things very hard to maneuver.
That one.
And I imagine that she's used that in this instance.
That one makes sense. I believe she's suffering from a mortal illness that doesn't exist anymore. I believe it's called the bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague,
but
of course.
What's happening to her mentally and physically has to do with the fact that I think, but I need Marius to check. Marius, do you think you could taste her blood and tell me if there's vampire vitae in there?
If it's the bubonic plague, do you really want to taste her blood? I know that we're dead and all, but
I think it's necessary for me to figure out what it is that I can do to heal her. Because my regular methods are not working, and I can't employ them multiple times in a night, not without harming myself.
fair enough.
Well, I guess I've tasted worse.
So, no rouse check, resolve, and blood sorcery again.
All right.
Marius, Cradle of Liberty, Marius puts their tongue on everything. Marius licks all the things.
It's not even sexy.
The subtitle of this chronicle.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna willpower because I guess. Oh, actually, no. I can count. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes. Oh, perfect. So you taste the blood of this woman, tell that she is a human woman. However, you can taste that she is a ghoul. However, normally when you do this and you walk through someone's blood, as you taste it, you can genuinely pinpoint whose blood it belongs to. However, you're picking up multiple strands in this blood. You're picking up Nosferatu, you're picking up Thin Blood, you're picking up La Sombra, and you're picking up Malkavian. And if you roll me intelligence and occult, you can maybe figure out what this is. Not sure how familiar you are with the Sabbat.
I mean, I think I have an idea, but Marius.
I think you do too.
Okay.
Just a hint. I think
You
Laura might
said-
too.
Wouldn't that be silly? What am I rolling again? I was too busy making jokes.
Intelligence and occult.
Thank you. Damn, there's whammies. That is another. Let me count. Another 4. We're solid.
Okay, 4 successes. Yes, you have heard from Dejan that the Sabbat of old, whether the new ones do as well, you're not sure. You've heard that they've sort of restructured into basically a devolution of just a massive murder cult. You've heard that some of them get together in little packs and they all imbibe each other's blood in some sort of ritualistic manner that you think you've heard the word vinculum before. And you think that somehow, whether through these multiple rat bites, whether these rats were carrying it in their mouth and biting her and pushing it into her body, that she has been fed this vinculum and she is ghouled to this Sabbat pack. What's in her blood? What is this, some vampire that I don't know about? Is that why? What's going on?
Vampires. It's an entire Sabbat pack.
And she'll
Yes.
look at Arthur.
Okay.
How did you not know a Sabbat pack fed her all of their bloods?
Because they either found her again after the fact, or they've been using these rats to transmit it.
Marius, do you have a way to remove vitae from someone?
Additionally, does it go away the same way that a schooling somebody does, or do I have to go and kill every one of these people for it to break?
I'm trying to figure that out, Mr. Zebulon. Please be patient with me. This is all new for me, too.
I think we should do both for fun. I don't think Extinguished Vitae would do that, right?
What? So you tell her that you do, but you know extinguished vitae will hurt her. Severely.
All right.
So, the options are Marius could remove the kindred vitae from her body, but in her weakened state, it's a very high chance that it might kill her, since I can't seem to heal her until the blood's out of her body. The other option is I could drain her and feed
No.
her my blood. Please let me finish, Mr. Zebulon. I have special qualities in my blood. I can heal her. She will be ghouled to me, unfortunately, but I can heal her. My vitae is very
Should we-
invigorating.
My apologies. When you said drain her, it sounded like you were talking about exsanguinating my producer.
I will have to drain her almost completely. It will require a lot of concentration on my part.
Then how exactly does this differ from embracing her, which is, apart from something I absolutely don't want, not allowed?
Absolutely will not do that, Mr. Zebulon. I don't believe in it. But as I said, I will have to concentrate. If I miss my mark, then I miss my mark, and she will die. I promise you that I'll do everything in my power to not do that, though. You seem upset, Mr. Zebulon. Why don't
Do I?
you and... Yes. And Peggy doesn't need that energy around her. She's already very ill. Why don't you take a moment to think about it and let me know? I will keep her very comfortable, I promise.
What are the What is your success rate with doing this sort of thing?
She looks at Marius as if to say, should she tell the truth? And you can tell her yes or no. I've never done it myself personally, but the man who trained me did it many times on the terminally ill.
So this is theoretical.
I've seen it done in practice many times, at least 6. Me, myself, I've never quite had the opportunity to do it.
And I suppose that the man who trained you isn't readily available.
I wouldn't say that. And she looks at you again as if she should tell the truth, Marius, or not.
Another yes, just sure.
When he embraced me, I consumed him. But
See,
he told me to.
No, see, surprisingly, that makes me a bit more comfortable because there's a difference between watching somebody do something 6 times and quite literally having that person inside of you as you do it. There's just the slightest
I don't
differences
hear
there.
his voice, and I don't retain any of his memories or anything like that, like I thought maybe would happen, but he said that he was fully prepared to go.
You've brought me back down to less certain with that explanation, but I appreciate the honesty.
Yes. Like I said, please give yourself a moment. I need to I attempted to already heal her. I couldn't, and I need to consume some blood, and if I am to continue, especially if I'm going to feed her an extensive amount, I need to feed. So please, if you would give me a moment, and you take a moment.
Before I do, I need to know, is there another method to solving this? Because if I'm going to consider this, I need something to weigh it against.
Mr. Zebulon, the bubonic plague is going to kill her quicker than I'm sure you could find all 4 of these Sabbat members and kill them, unless you could do it in the next couple of hours.
That's why I'm asking you if there is any other method apart from what you are suggesting to do. Because if there isn't, then I don't have a lot to think about, do I?
You have a lot of emotional things to think about.
Miss Junie, my preference is that regardless of how we go about this, we keep her as separated from this world as we possibly can. She's already far more in it than I ever wanted her to be.
Mr. Zebulon, I heal people of their ailments. Beyond that is up to you.
And I'm going to pick up Lasher's book, walk out, and just kind of just slap it against his chest and walk down the stairs.
Sort of snorts after you as you do that. I'm going to move over to Vern. You're speaking with the man. He's sitting down at one of the tables, looking around all confused. I'm not really sure what it is that you want me to be doing in here, or why I feel so like I want to be around you.
What's your name?
Robert, but everyone calls me Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. I'm Vern. What did you do before you were unhoused?
I was an optometrist.
Yeah?
I had a practice in Worcester, but,
What happened to it?
I drank it away, I think, is how I would
Yeah.
phrase it.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
You ever done any time, Bobby?
Oh, when it was real bad. Yeah.
How long and where?
Aggravated assault, 5 years. Out west, Western Mass.
Do you even remember it?
Flashes, I guess. Comes back to me more if I have a little extra booze for the night.
Yeah, you got family?
I do somewhere. I don't even know. I think maybe they moved up to New Hampshire.
No, like sister in Dorchester kind of deal?
No. No. I was from Roxbury anyway. Wouldn't go to fucking Dorchester.
They know you're alive? Do they care?
I don't know.
How old are you, Bobby?
62.
Oh, what I would give to be 62 again. How long you been on the street?
About 15 years.
What else they teach you in optometry school? What makes you valuable to me?
I don't really understand the question, Vern.
What can you do?
I've been on the streets a long time. I know people.
So if I asked you to maybe figure out a few places that one detective Sarah Milton used to haunt, you could dig that up for me?
Detective is a little high for me, but I know some beat cops I could ask. Some of the ones that don't just, beat us and move us along out of places. Some of the nicer ones that sometimes bring us a cruller or something from Dunks.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You could say you're back on the wagon. This time, if you fall off, it's gonna kill you. Okay?
I don't really understand your meaning, but okay. I kind of just want to do whatever you say, so I guess I will.
Yeah, and I'm about to show you why. And Vern will stand up and walk around the bar and grab a glass.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll come back, and he'll bite into his wrist.
You know that once it leaves it loses its efficacy to ghoul, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And he'll leave the wound open. He'll just put his thumb on it. Drink it. I'm not asking.
Okay. I kind of want to do what you say, so I guess that's what I'm going to do. And he takes it and he downs it like a shot.
Now you see how that doesn't really do much for you? It's just kind of fucking filthy.
I mean, it tastes good.
Yeah. Now come here. And then I'll put his wrist in his mouth.
Okay. Make me 2 rouse checks, please.
First is a success.
Mm-hmm.
Second is a failure. I'll go up to
2 hunger. Man, that 0 hunger lasted all of 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to give him, he's just immortal, right? So, but you give him some more. Yeah, I can see the difference. I like it that way better than in the glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're my bitch now.
I don't really like that language that you're using with me, but I kind of want to do whatever you say, so I guess I will.
So, Bobby. I live in the apartment above the Queen's cellar.
Washington Street.
Yeah, you could have a place on Washington Street too if you play your cards right.
Really? I can't even spend more than an hour over there before some cop comes and kicks me out.
Welcome to the big leagues.
Is that where you want me to go?
Oh no, not right now. You're not fit.
Where do you want me to go? Look for
I want
Sarah
you-
Milton?
I want you to find the places that Sarah Milton goes where she doesn't think anybody else is looking.
Yeah, I can do that. You got a number? I don't have a phone, but I can maybe use someone else's phone.
No, you know where I live. You'll come by. And if I'm not there, you wait until I get there. And you tell Brock down at the bar just to send you up to the apartment.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright. If you ever steal anything from me, I swear to God, Bobby, I will pull your insides into your outsides.
No, I don't want to do anything that would make you upset or hurt you in any way, so I won't.
Yeah. Been there, Chief. Look, this is what it comes down to. Vampires are real. No, you can't tell anybody about it. Yes, You're adjacent now. And that's all you need to know.
Okay.
You find Sarah Milton's haunts, and we can talk some more.
Okay.
And whenever you're hungry, just come by here and bug Junie. Tell her you're mine. She'll feed you.
She's been feeding me for a long time, but okay.
Yeah, she's good like that. All right, go on.
He does. Celeste and Brienne, you're sort of standing around, waiting to find out what on earth is going on upstairs. Is there any conversation the two of you would like to have?
I think Celeste is a little awkward just standing there with her back against a countertop. And she's just absentmindly petting her bird under its chin before she says, so, how long have you been doing this?
You might need to specify.
Being a vampire in Boston in the court.
Ooh. I was embraced in 2006.
Oh, honey, did we ever get an embrace date for me? Like, a year? I don't have it written down.
Yes, it was 2016.
2016.
Celeste, I do feel a little bad. You were sort of thrown in with us in the middle of something.
Oh, don't feel bad. That's what he does.
Your sire?
Yeah. He has a tendency to throw me to the wolves. In this case, kind of literally. Technically.
You know what? That sounds about right.
He needs me to impress him. But I'll be honest, the only thing I can think to do that is to get Richard, and honestly, I wish I didn't care as much as I do.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah.
My sire, he I can never be sure how he really felt. On the one hand, he gave me everything. But on the other, when the chips were down, when he was facing his final death, he tried to pull me in with him.
Like, did he try to use you to escape his final death, or just pull you down and just for the sake of it?
I can't be sure. But yes, I think he might have been trying to use me as bait.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it hasn't happened to me, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Well, Celeste, we are both writing on being able to find dear old Richard, so let's work together, huh?
Yeah, no, let's do that. And if you want to systematically go through all of Milton's family, I guess I'm your girl.
You know what? I appreciate the tenacity. I do. I think it's inspired. I think that's going to take more time than we have.
Probably. I don't have as many contacts as Ezra has.
We're going to get right back to Arthur and Marius in just a second, but who does have a lot of contacts, since you brought that up, and I can segue into it nicely that way, is Ceres. Now, Ceres has been wandering around the gallery. You see her. She's popping in and out through walls. She seems very bored. She seems like she might be waiting to speak to either Lasher or Junebug when all of this is over. You're not really sure. But eventually she wanders over to you, Vern, and she doesn't make any indication to hide the conversation. She's speaking loud enough for everyone to hear. And she says, "Did you bring the pointer shoes?"
Yeah, they're in the car.
What did you want to talk about? Do it now, because apparently this is going to take all night.
I'm starting to realize I've got a lot of holes up top.
Oh, yeah. Like Swiss cheese up there on steroids.
What do you want me to call you?
I go by Saris now. Why don't you tell me what my name is?
He'll reach in his jacket and put the flyer on the table.
That's one step. Why don't you tell me what your name is?
I don't know.
And therefore, you have a lot of holes you still have to fill in. And sorry, I've tried enough times to try and fill in these holes. And then every once in a while we run into each other again and you don't remember any fucking thing that we talked about. And I'm not doing it anymore.
I just wanted to apologize that one of those holes is U-shaped, kid.
Well, Jara's very thorough. Or was.
Starting to entertain the idea that maybe I didn't know her like I thought I did.
Probably not.
I'm still close with Caius. Is that a good move or a bad move?
Personally, I find him rough and unapproachable and annoying, so probably one of the ones I like more in the Camarilla.
Yeah, that bird he's got's pretty neat.
It's the ones who talk sweet you have to worry about. I already gave this warning to Brainy. Watch out for Hilda McAndrews.
Yeah. I knew her pretty well, I think.
For fuck's sake, Vern, you know all of them. You've known all of them.
Yeah, but everything other than the last few years is a little fuzzy.
No kidding. This is what I mean. And you, Brainy and Celeste, you can see Saris getting annoyed loudly, and she's like, "This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why there's no point in having any conversations. I don't even know why I put that flyer on the fucking wall. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we haven't had this conversation 100 times over the last 30 years.
I'm trying.
That's not good enough anymore.
I understand. I just wanted to get you your shoes back, that's all.
I guess the only thing that I can't fucking hate about Jara is at least she let you remember your son.
Bernard?
But of course she had to take his name. What a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I just went and saw Bernie, a few weeks ago.
I know.
Probably gonna check in with him tonight if I can. Tomorrow night if I can't tonight. I don't know. He's not doing too good.
He's old. Vern. And he never got to meet his father.
Yeah, well, 82 is a hard age.
Whatever. How long is this gonna fucking take? Upstairs, Arthur and Marius, would you like to have any conversation between each other?
Yeah, Arthur is just sitting on the stairs. He has not gone down the stairs, just sitting on the stairs with another cigarette at this point.
Hey, I know you have a decision to make, but I still live here. And that smoke is gonna ruin the hall, so... Thank you.
How well do you trust her to do the right thing?
Oh, unfortunately, I do trust her to do the right thing. She's gonna die trying. And if she ever made a mistake as big as this, and with someone like you, it will kill her. And your friend, so...
See, the thing is, I don't really have a decision to make. That's what I was trying to say in there. Because right now, on one hand, I let her die of the bubonic plague. And then I lose a major part of myself that I can only fill by systematically slaughtering the people that did this to her. On the other hand, I have a 50-50 shot of her dying from this, with the other 50% being that she is ghouled into our life, which she already has been, mind you. Hopefully being able to take that away at some point. And I still can only fill that anger by systematically slaughtering the people that did this to her. So I don't really have much of a decision to make. What I do have is a question and a request, which I'll roll it into one. If you aren't capable of modifying people's memories to the extent that's needed here, do you know somebody that can?
I'm sure I do.
She can't be in this life. I put her in enough of a rough spot working directly for me, but it is what it is there. She can't fall in the whole way.
Arthur, I respect you a lot. I recognize your power. I recognize your strength and everything that you've done for us as a community, but I must say you are being a bit unreasonable. There has to be some give and take here.
Tell me the part that's unreasonable.
Trying to shield her from our way of life. Something's going to happen one way or another, and I feel like that would be a waste to try to adjust her memory. At least you can be a bit more honest.
Peggy Weaver is one of the last few strands that I have that make me remember what being a human, an actual, honest-to-God human, is like.
And as you say that, Arthur, you feel the presence of Junie right behind you. Well, let's make sure that we get her up and back on her feet as soon as possible, Mr. Zebulon.
Thank you, Junie.
What is your decision? Risking extinguishing the Vitae, or do I fill her with my blood?
I made it the moment that you brought it up. Do what you need to do, Junie. We will sort out how to rectify the situation after the fact, but as much as we can keep her from falling all the way into this world, beyond that, I would appreciate. She doesn't need to understand what's going on here.
I understand that this is a lot. Would you like the support of your friends here, or would you like to be alone? Or would you like to not be there at all?
I don't think I'd like to be there at all, because I think if I'm there, I would try to stop you.
All right. Then please give us the room and the space. Head back downstairs.
Is it okay if I stay?
You live here, don't you?
I wasn't asking you.
Of course, Mari.
Thanks, babe.
So, Arthur heads back downstairs. Junebug is going to attempt this very dangerous act. Now, Marius is there to watch. She begins draining Peggy. Are you going to assist in watching the life signs of Peggy as she begins draining her?
I have decent awareness, but no medicine.
Okay. Then I'm going to need just a straight wits roll. Because it would be a medicine check. You don't have heightened senses to like listen real close for her heartbeat or anything like that.
No. I have sensed the unseen.
I know, we talked about this.
She can see if Peggy starts to become a ghost.
Yeah.
It's a little late at that point, but
It's a crit.
Perfect, because I rolled really terribly. I need 5 successes. I only rolled 3.
4. 4 is the lucky number tonight.
Well, that makes 7. That's perfect. So you see Junie, you see her continuing to drink. And you know Junebug does not drink from people. It is something she very rarely ever does. And you notice that she's starting to indulge in it a little bit. And you see the color draining out of Peggy even faster. I mean, she doesn't look well to begin with, but you see it's happening too fast. If you'd like to stop her.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And Junebug sort of removes herself a little bit. Oh, wow, that's a rush. Definitely can't do that again.
It's okay. Just take it easy.
And she has to make a rouse check for invigorating vitae. That is a success, but it will make her bleed. And Marius, rouse check, please. You're not at 4 hunger, right?
I'm at, I think 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 3.
Okay.
Okay, I'm still good.
Okay. Because you hit 4 hunger, there's a fun thing that happens with the slow break, but that's neither here nor there. Where you kind of eat them. Yeah, so she begins pouring the vitae into her. That's 1. Gonna get hungry. Gonna get hungry again. So she's gonna get ravenously hungry, even though she just fed, as she begins pouring her vitae into her. And she looks up at you, Marius, and she's, I think she's gonna be okay.
Good, because I wouldn't live if she didn't.
Oh, I gotta eat again. I'm so hungry. Please, tell Arthur that, please don't be mad, Marius, but she really should stay here until tomorrow night, and then I can heal her of her plague. I think she'll be okay. What little I was able to do with that vitae out of her, but otherwise it's going to hurt me tremendously to try and heal her after already trying tonight.
I understand. I will get that.
My vitae, though, should keep her alive until tomorrow night. Longer than that, but at the very least until tomorrow night.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Hey, you did a good thing. Of course you did a good thing.
I'm really glad I didn't kill
You did a
her.
great job.
I really wanted to. Oh my God.
It's kind of like tucks a little hair out of her face and maybe caress the bottom of the eye, but you didn't. So, you do. I don't know if you're interested in or what dealer's choice for doing such a good job.
I think I'm gonna feed off of Lasher because I really need some pep. And no offense, I love you so much, Marius. Your blood always makes me feel super mellow.
Oh, just down the
Which is
stairs.
a good thing. Sometimes I really need to mellow out.
Oh.
But right now I feel like I need to jump back because I need to monitor her vitals until I go to bed.
No, I'll just mellow down the stairs.
I'm sorry, I love you. And Lasher is still pouting on the balcony, and he's lit up a cigarette and smoking. Junie goes out there.
Emo bitches.
Yeah. So you head downstairs. Arthur is down there, I imagine, pacing, waiting for the news.
Arthur has went to the absolute bottom of the stairs, bottom step, and has not stepped off of it.
Mm-hmm. And not that much longer, Marius joins you, and the rest of the coterie can convene once again and find out the news.
Good news. She's going to be all right. Not so great news. She's going to need to stay for the day.
Whatever she needs.
Perfect.
Please tell Junie that whatever she needs, I owe her.
And if we want to just put a boon to that, are we talking major?
Whatever she needs.
I don't. Oh, well, I need to know so we can make sure it's the proper. You know how we operate.
The bit that I was starting to say up there about that last connection to humanity. There's a thing that Peggy really instilled in me that I was starting to forget. Just when people need help, you help. That may seem kind of a basic thing, but it's sort of a pillar of what I do for this city. And if she were gone, I don't see any reason why that would stick around.
I see. And now, I don't know to interpret that as a threat, because we can reverse that.
What I'm saying is I quite literally owe Junie my life in this, and you can take that level of boon if you need to her.
I will. Thank you, Arthur.
Okay, dicks have been sufficiently measured. You alright, Art? Or how you feeling? You hanging in there, buddy?
Better now. Not by much, mind you, but better now. While I was busy seeing how much I can contract lung cancer while dead, did you figure out what we're doing next?
Look, there's no good way to say it, so I won't mince words. I made a ghoul the other night because I about killed that stupid fuck when I was hungry, and I got him tracking down Milton's haunts. He's unhoused. He's got the eyes for it. It's funny because he's an optometrist. He's got the eyes for it. It was a joke.
Really, Vern? Really?
Yeah. So, so he's gonna be tracking that down.
Seems useful.
That's one. Bryony, Celeste, did you land on anything?
Look, we gotta handle this thing with Thane.
Yes. We need to go see Thane. And, well, and from her cute little clutch bag, she's gonna pull that fucking invitation.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Sarah starts giggling as soon as you pull it out.
Shush.
Mock's gonna love you.
Shush. And I will hold it out to Arthur.
What does this invitation say as I take it and flip it over?
It is a personal invitation to address to Brienne, but inviting her to bring anyone that she deems worthy dinner guests for their family dinner on Sunday. Specifically, it's handwritten and signed by head of Clan Hikata, Andreas Giovanni.
Oh, good. You want us to dine with the mob?
I mean...
Hey, now, this city has a storied history with working very politely with organized underground elements.
Also, technically, we are an organized underground element. if you really want to be
Touche, I'll
technical
hand it
about
back.
it. Okay.
Cyrus muses, well, we're no Winter Hill gang, but, you know, we get by.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I
What?
knew Whitey Bulger, and that was a hell of a guy.
History lessons later, please, Bryony. What exactly do you think that the Clan of the Dead is going to help out with here? Are we going to be conducting a seance?
I mean,
I mean this seriously, mind you.
Yes, I'm also deadly serious. If I ask nicely enough, they might be able to contact Sarah Milton.
Oh, so literally a seance.
Yes,
Cyrus
I'm not kidding.
muses out loud. Hell, they could contact anyone dead. Like your sire.
Pretty much. Just at this point, we don't have time to fuck around. So I feel like the two simplest ways to take care of this are to talk to Thane and get in good with the goddamn necromancers.
As you say
I
that,
did already
Brittany.
promise Saris that I would take a ride over and talk to Thane about other matters, so
Perfect.
by all means.
And as you discuss that, you hear a scream from Junebug upstairs.
Sprint.
Gone.
I still have
Yeah.
fleetness up, so I'm gone up the stairs.
Vern will just look over to Celeste really quick. You worried about that?
Worried about what? The scream? Yes.
Do something about it. then.
I'm go. Okay, stop talking to me. I'm going.
Get away from me, you bum. Anyway.
What is up your ass today, Vern? Jesus.
And you race up the stairs and you see Junie is standing over the balcony. Not subtle at all is Junebug, and she's pointing downwards. And she screamed because a crew seems to have rolled up to the secret garden with shotguns.
Yeah. I want to be clear. Vern did not go upstairs. Vern went for the front door.
Okay, Cyrus also didn't go upstairs. The door, all of you who are upstairs, as Vern is downstairs, the door suddenly gets kicked open by three looking ragtag kindred. You can tell they're kindred because they have blood all over their mouths, and two other people who do not have blood on their mouths. All of you can hear the door get kicked open. Junebug grabs onto you, Marius. She's like, wow, I can't leave Peggy. What do I do?
Just instantly just put behind him. We're figuring this out as we go. Don't worry.
And Lasher says, you want me to stay with Junie? Go downstairs with you. I will take her. I will force her to leave, this stupid human who's here. I will go. I will take her. We will escape.
Just come down the stairs with me.
Okay. And he comes down with you. You're all downstairs staring at these people.
Yep.
Arthur and Vern. Wits and insight, please. Actually, wits and streetwise, rather.
3 successes.
Okay.
I'd like to rouse the blood.
Go for it.
That is a success, so I won't get any hungry.
Perfect.
Crit +2.
Okay, so both of you recognize now the 3 kindred who are here. You don't recognize 2 of them. Neither of you do. Well, you do recognize one of them. His name is Yash. He's a Tremere. He's an Anarch Tremere. He's been around for a little while, and he's kind of hot-headed. He's an Anarch. And he's the only one not carrying a shotgun. And he says, Mr. Zebulon, nice to see you. Vern?
Yes.
Terrible to see you. And Saris, all of you can see Saris, if she could turn paler, she would.
Yes, you're disturbing the people that reside here.
Don't mean to disturb. Just here to pick someone up, and we'll be on our way.
Great. Who's the ride?
Well, Baron Thane has been nice enough to ask Junebug several times for her to come down to the bar, to the Dead Ferals. He wants her to join him He needs her services. She has refused time and again, and the time for asking is past, so we will just be collecting Junebug and taking her with us.
Tell you what, Yash. I've currently employed Junebug for services that are going to require her to be here. And I know you're about to say something counter to that. I'm going to recommend that you don't. But I am going to say that I am more than happy to come with you and explain that to Baron Thane myself.
I'm sorry, Mr. Zebulon, we do have orders we have to follow. You can go and take that. You can go talk to Baron Thane. You can come with us, in fact, but we need to take Junebug with us. I'll get right to your question, Vern. Ceres.
She cannot leave until she is done. Yash.
I'm following orders from my Baron. If you have an issue with that, you can take it up with him. I'm just following orders. And he points to Ceres and he says, Ceres, go get her. Ceres doesn't move. And Yash very angrily says, you joined in the ivory tower, Ceres. You owe your loyalty to Thane. And Ceres grabs onto you, Vern, and she says, I either do what they say and go get Junebug, or we have to kill them all.
7 critical on Dread Gaze on Yash.
He's not looking at you at the moment. He's looking at Ceres.
I'm going to step in front of him because he is currently trying to take away the person that is helping my touchstone, and I am very tunnel focused right now.
What is the counter on that?
The counter is, let me pull that up.
I'm gonna wait on this interaction, Zach, until I tell you you could use a power on him, okay?
Absolutely. But I will
the
be
scene
cutting
is
him
not-
off. It's composure resolve.
The scene is not over yet.
2 things.
Mm-hmm.
My initial question was I would like to use Sense the Beast on this gathering, if I may.
Sure.
I want to see who's where, what everybody's hunger's looking like. I want to know what the variables in
I believe
play
that's
are.
resolve in animalism.
Yes.
Brienne and Celeste and Marius. Let's start with Brienne. What is your reaction to this?
We would have run upstairs, run back downstairs. I think Brienne is at the bottom of the stairs and just watching.
You're just
like,
watching.
Keeping an eye on this new group of people, but also keeping half an eye on Arthur just in case he goes fucking ballistic.
Okay. Celeste, what are you doing?
Celeste is kind of waiting to see what the others do, but she is fully prepared to fight if necessary. She's like got arms of Ahriman, like.
Would you like to activate Arms of Ahriman? Just not do anything with it?
I feel like that'd be super threatening.
It would be, but you are a La Sombra, and that might freak him out too.
Yeah? Okay, yeah, I'll activate Arms of
Rouse
Ahriman.
check. If it is a 1 or a 10, please tell me. Then you get
failed,
to.
But
Is it a 1 or a 10?
It is not.
Okay.
A 1 or
I say
a
then you can join the Stain Club with the boys.
Jesus Christ. Huddy,
Yeah,
can I actually add to that?
of course.
Because I'm pretty sure Brienne is strapped right now.
Brienne is.
So, I'm not going to raise it, but I'm definitely like I have a hand ready to go.
Okay.
I will start shooting if I need
Understood.
to. 'Cause I don't fight.
I will give you an extra die should it come to that. Marius, what are you doing?
I'm keeping calm. I'm not freaking out. This is everything Satan has ordained for me. I do, if we're doing this Dread Gaze combo, I would like to add Extinguish Vitae for real. So just
perfect.
to cue that up.
Perfect. So make me a rouse check.
Cool.
Vern, 4 successes. What is it that you're trying to determine? They are all kindred. Outside of 2 of them are ghouls. What else are you trying to determine?
Just kind of what level of hunger we're dealing with. I know they have
Low.
blood on their faces. Did they
Correct.
Did
Low.
they kill? That's the question that I'm really
Well,
kind of maneuvering
you don't
towards.
know
Did
if they-
kill or not.
You don't know if they killed. They've definitely fed. You don't know if they've committed diablerie or anything like that. You don't have Sense the Unseen to check for that. But no, they've definitely killed. And that is intelligence and blood sorcery versus stamina and composure. So let me make that double roll for him. All right, let me get that out of the way. 2. Why? Oh, there we go. I'm like, composure's not on this sheet. Well, yeah, it is. What did you roll, Marius?
A success.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done the actual roll yet.
Okay, go ahead and give me that actual roll.
All right.
Because
Which is going to be versus stamina composure, and I'm going against Yash.
Yes.
Yash.
Yash. Oh, he does have that. I could use that. That would be funny. Lol.
Hey, I'm going through enough right now.
I forgot I gave
We're gonna add a cherry to this shit sundae.
Leave me alone. I did crit, so that is if this test wins, the hunger goes up by 2. I thought I double crit, but I didn't. That is a 9 or not? That's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 successes.
Damn. All right. So, Vern, were you going to say something? Sorry. I thought I heard you mumbling.
Vern is to now, like, when they came in the door, that was the sense of the beast. It was just kind of getting a lay of them. Now, like, focusing on Saris talking to him, I'll just say, just lay down for this one. I'm not going to hit you that hard. And he's going to act like he's going to knock her out. He's going to put a hard one in the jaw.
All right. We'll get right back to that. Vern, excuse me, not Vern. Arthur, you step in front of Yash. You use Dread Gaze.
Yes.
You have 7 successes, correct?
It's 6 critical.
6 critical.
Yes, and he has to composure resolve roll against.
Yes, yep. He only rolled 3. So he's definitely not going to beat that. And and compounded on top of that with Marius with Marius's thing. Now go ahead.
It gets worse. On a critical win, he's going to make a terror frenzy difficulty 3.
Yep, well, he's going to make a frenzy check anyway, because with that amount of successes on the Extinguished Vita, he's going to go into a frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
So, terror frenzy versus hunger frenzy. In my mind, the beast is going to win. So he's not going to start running away, but he's going to run forward to everybody. Let's make that test really quick. What's his? He has 3 willpower, so this should go real well for everybody. I love Yash. I think he's great. But I rolled a critical success, so he's not going to go into a terror frenzy or a hunger frenzy.
All right, but then it's going to default to a regular success, which is unable to act other than their own defense, unless he starts spending that little bit of willpower that he has.
Sure. So, Vern, you're going to hit Saris. Is that correct? Make me a strength and brawl. She's not going to resist against it. She is going to say something to you as you hit her. She's going to say, Stacy's my child. The one with the brunette.
Could I argue? Could I counterpoint with a strength and performance?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. Because he's not actually trying to do damage here. He's just trying to make it look like he, got her good.
I'll allow it.
4 successes.
Okay. So I'll give her 2 superficial. Down she goes. You all hear this crack sound as Vern hits Saris, and that is an indication to the other Anarchs that you are hitting a fellow Anarch, that this is a place to have a brawl. So, starting first to Vern. Yash can't do anything at the moment. Lori. All right, let's do it. Lori's gonna shoot you. She holds a shotgun. Firearms. Yep. I will allow Celeste or Brienne to intervene here, since Marius and Arthur are both busy. You see one of them, she's got short red hair that's up in a mohawk, and she's going to shoot at Vern directly, shotgun, point blank.
Could I use Arms of Armon to, try to disarm her?
Roll me, yes you can. Roll me Wits and Oblivion. You're going to try and disarm her. Get me 4 successes or more.
I'm gonna rouse.
Mm-hmm.
I get hungrier.
Does that put you at 2?
3.
Hmm.
3.
Delicious.
Yep, it is delicious. Hear Ezra's voice in your mind. Please, my dear, do not be subpar here. Actually show them that you are worth it. And if you can't show them that you are worth it, eliminate them and find new compatriots.
You said you were wanting 4?
You need to get 4 or more.
Yep, I got 4 exactly.
4 exactly. So you stretch out with your arms of Aramon, you take the gun from her. And she doesn't get to struggle with it. You just take the gun right from her. Stacy is going to do the exact same thing. Brienne, this is your chance. She's going to aim it at Vern. They're both aiming at the same time.
Cool.
You can shoot her. I need 2 or more successes.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and rouse.
Mm-hmm.
Rousing success. I'm going to add 2 dice. I want to see if I can shoot the gun out of her hand.
Ooh, that's a called shot.
How bad is it?
Normally a called shot is 10. I will let it go with 5.
6 successes.
Perfect. So yes, you absolutely shoot the shotgun out of her hand. You shoot right through her hand. She drops the shotgun, screams out in pain. The other 2 ghouls turned their guns on Arthur and Marius. I will allow both of them to make me Dex Athletics rolls. You are currently busy doing something to Yash, so the only thing you can do for me is defend yourself. Dex Athletics. I'll make
That's
a general
right.
roll for both the ghouls.
May I rouse my dexterity?
You certainly
I've got
may.
fluent equipment for that.
You certainly may.
Can I also rouse my dexterity?
You certainly may. For some reason, the ghouls made the best roll out of everybody. Beat 6.
I have a question, if I might ask. I don't want to interrupt flow here, though. So if I'm interrupting flow, tell me to shut up.
Ask your question, Avery.
I have access to blink.
Yes, you do.
Can I use that here? And get between Marius and a gun?
If it's so required, yes. You may make me that rouse check to have that ready.
Is it beat 6 or meet 6? Just before I roll.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay.
For this particular interaction that we're doing.
300.
Exactly 6.
You're at 3 hunger.
4 hunger.
Caval, it is time for the hunt. Come now, slaughter them all without mercy. I have taught you better than this.
I'm bestial.
A bestial. All right. So, you want to blink to Marius. Make me Dex Athletics. Vern, add your dots in celerity. See if you can be faster. 6 or more. Since we're sitting at a bestial with Marius. For your bestial, Marius, for rolling that poor of a roll, especially doing something you don't know, you're going to fall under your clan compulsion of perfectionism. Until you get a critical, you're going to be under that compulsion. And anything that you don't do super great, it's going to make you real mad and irritated.
8 messy crit.
Okay, so Vern, you're able to duck out of the way of these ghouls that come at you. Fleetness, right, comes in handy. Marius, there's a fight and there's a flight, and there's also a freeze. People forget to mention that one, and you freeze when you see the gun pointed right up at you. But Vern comes faster than you can see, pushes you out of the way, grabs onto you, moves you out of the way. Shot goes through, doesn't hit anyone. Yash is still standing there, can't do anything. I believe he can speak, though. Is that correct?
He can speak and
Yeah.
he can defend himself. I'm not attacking him.
Right.
I am just staring at him.
And he says to everyone, hold your fire. Fine. You want it to be like this? You're going to hit one of the Anarchs, knock him out cold, give her to us.
Fair enough.
No.
Who you mean?
Oh,
You mean the one we just knocked out, or?
Yeah, he's speaking of Cyrus. Mm-hmm.
No. Just no.
If you are keeping a member of the Anarchs prisoner here, Camarilla, you are declaring open war. You are.
Yeah.
No, Vern.
Vern.
That's a step too far here, and I know I'm very hypocritical for saying that right now.
I just think it's really funny that they think if we don't reach an equitable solution for all of us, which I want to be very clear that that would be my preferred outcome. It's for all of us to walk away with something that we want.
Here's an idea. Before you decided to come in guns out, we were actually discussing about meeting with Baron Thane. We have some things to talk with him about. And Yash, I want you to really think hard before you say the words following orders again. I don't know if you've taken a good look at the necklace around my neck. I don't have a good history with those words.
I really, really want you to understand, Mr. Zebulon, that Baron Thane isn't feeling particularly graceful at the moment. And if I show up with yous and not with Junebug, he will kill me anyway, because I didn't carry out his command. Do you get that? I can maybe make a bargaining chip with Sarah, since she's obviously a traitor.
I'm a little caught up in the moment. Would one of you other three that's a bit more level-headed like to take this? Because I'm gonna go with Phil.
Okay. All of you, please stand down. And Branny will step forward.
You can tell this fucker here to let me go from whatever mental bullshit he's done to me.
Fine, and I'll lighten up immediately.
Yash, was it?
Yash.
My name is Bryony Perkins.
Congratulations.
Thanks. According to the tower, I have been assigned as the emissary between our two sects. Mr. Zebulon is correct. I did intend to come and discuss things with you. And it would have been easier had, as he mentioned, you all not come in guns blazing.
Yeah, well, we've asked for Junebug. Baron Thane has asked for Junebug. He looks directly at you, Marius. Asked for her. She refuses to heal Kindred. He needs her for that. She could at least come by herself and tell us that she doesn't want to be part of the movement.
Could you give me a moment, Yash? Please.
I'll tell you this. If we leave here without Junebug, and no, I'm not fucking taking you to go see the Baron. Fuck you. If we leave here without Junebug, I can't tell you what's gonna happen to this place. We'll give you a minute. And they all step outside the broken doors that no longer close.
Hey, Arthur.
Yes.
I never expected to acquire a life boon and cash it in so quickly, but if you can kindly kick Saris's corpse out the door, I would greatly appreciate it.
I'm gonna look over to Vern.
Hold on. Let's just... We got a minute. Let's take it.
Sarah stands up. Not obviously unconscious. Marius, this building's in my fucking name. You're not kicking me out of anywhere that I own.
Oh,
I told you to ask Lasher about it.
Okay. All right. Okay. We got a minute. This is not using it wisely.
And I don't really want to get into the specifics of that I offered a life boon to Junie versus how it works out with you all. But I would like to figure out something that doesn't go into us then fighting.
I don't want to be an asshole here.
Then don't.
Why don't we just kill those fucking people?
Because then we've declared war with the Anarchs and we can't do that, can we, Vern?
If the only people who know what happened are standing right here in this fucking room, there's no war.
Who do you think sent them, Vern? Who do you think is waiting for them to come back, Vern?
Well,
who do you think is not bad at math, Vern?
That seems like a job for our emissary to smooth over. There have always been these fights. There have always been Anarchs, no offense, getting uppity.
Bryony is not your cleanup crew.
No, she's Iverson.
If Junebug were not so vital to the survival of someone that Arthur cared so deeply for, we might be able to find an easier path around this. However, things are very precarious right now. Vern? We can't just open season on them. Not right now. Not if it is known that they are here on orders. That even I cannot clean that up. I am so low on the fucking totem pole, you have no idea. Do you want to know why I got the fucking emissary gig?
I think
Because we fucking shat the bed in getting Dick back.
Look. I get it. And I've let a lot of people yank my chain. And I'm okay with that. But I am not. You know, look at Saris. I will never again do wrong by her.
Saris walks forward. Save it.
No.
She walks over to Marius and sort of sticks her finger in your face. Says, look, stop pretending like you get to live in both of these worlds. You're not Anarch, but you're protecting Anarchs, and you think you own this place, and no one gets to come here. It doesn't work that way. You have to pick a side, Marius, and stick to it eventually. Otherwise, this is the shit that happens.
First of all, get your hand out of my fucking face.
Lasher puts
Second.
his hand on your shoulder. I got them out. You told them to leave because the SI were coming. What the fuck do you think drove them to Vermont? The posturing is enough. I'm sick of it. Second, I'll go. Okay?
No,
Because I don't want Junebug to be taken by them either, believe it or not. But, Miss Emissary, I would really appreciate it if you can make time in your very busy schedule to go visit the Baron and maybe negotiate for my release.
You've done more than enough for me, Saris.
Saris, you don't have to do this. They wouldn't do it for you.
Yeah, well. You know what they can do for me? And again, she looks at you, Marius. Taste his blood. Tell me he's a caitiff. Because, in fact, and she cuts her wrist, pours some of her blood into a errant glass. Taste mine, and taste his. Do that for me, and I'll gladly give myself up to the Gestapo.
No. We're not doing that.
Shut up.
That sounds like the most reasonable thing I've heard all night, actually. Vern? Vern.
Vern, I will get her back. I will not leave her to them. But we gotta be smart about this.
Vern will crack his neck and bite into his thumb and bleed into a glass. We go tomorrow night, and if they push back even a little bit, I'm killing every motherfucker in the building.
She helped me get Peggy here. Understand that if Bryony says that she's going to do everything to get her back, I am also going to do everything to get her back. But this is her choice.
Fine.
Bryony's gonna walk up to Vern and like directly in front of him, so she is the only thing in his field of vision. You have watched my ass for years at this point.
Yeah.
When I tell you I'm gonna do something for you, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, Bree, I've been watching your ass for years. I should have been watching hers. You get me?
Then let me fix it. And then you can... Then you can
I'm
do what
not
you should have
going
been
any-
doing from the start.
No, that's enough of that.
Cyrus walks over to you, Celeste. Walk me out. What'd you hot stuff?
Yeah. Give one kind of a look at Vern like she would have fought if that was the call.
And she's like, use those tendrils. Make it look convincing, would you?
Oh god, this is so fucked up. Can I like have her kind of grappled as we're walking out?
Absolutely. Yeah, and she'll let you too.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You walk her out. She's significantly taller than you. You walk her out to where all the Anarchs are in their SUV. They look at you. Yash looks at you. So,
You wanted her?
no Junebug, huh?
Seems that way.
Friendly warning. Maybe Junebug shouldn't be here when the daylight comes.
I'll relay that message and I'll kind of like toss Saris.
He grabs her by the hair, pushes her into the SUV. He's like, Baron's gonna want to hear all your little stories about playing both sides of the aisle, you bitch. They get in the car,
Cross my arm.
and they
Watch
drive
them
away.
leave.
They drive away.
I'll make sure they're completely gone before I walk back in.
Any conversation may be had as Lasher runs upstairs to go check on Junie. You may have it now.
They're
I
gone.
mean,
Marius,
what?
something is obviously wrong with the Baron. You've discovered that much, yes?
Yeah.
If we are able to have a conversation, if we are able to determine what the problem is, maybe that will smooth things over in general.
Understood. But in the meantime, I have 2 brand new vintages to try.
Yes, I will make you only make one roll for this. Resolve and blood sorcery, please. Celeste, are you also going to convey that warning to Marius?
Yes, while Marius is doing this, Celeste say, oh, by the way, this place should be empty come dawn, apparently.
Thank you. No.
You all can use my place if you want to. I can sleep in the studio.
One last 4 successes.
4 successes, yes. Whose do you taste first?
Saris's.
Saris is a caitiff. Her sire is... Well, you know him as Vern Rasmussen, but that is not the name that comes to you. The name that comes to you is Ivan Vasilievich. But you know that it is Vern. Instinctively so. Do you taste Vern's?
Mm-hmm.
Vern's, you taste. He is Gangrel. His name is Ivan Vasilievich, and his sire is a woman named Sarah Rains.
Just looks Vern up and down.
And to reiterate, you have heard as long as you have been Kindred that Vern is a caitiff. He thinks he's one. That's all anyone's ever said.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Interesting.
So we done here?
We need to get
Night's still young.
Junie and Peggy to safety, and the rest of the crew here.
I'll help them pack. Just goes up the stairs.
I'm gonna follow them and figure out where they took Saris.
Don't get caught.
Nah, don't worry. I got that dog in me.
Jesus Christ.
Bryony,
Yes, Art.
thank you.
Don't thank me yet, dear.
I imagine I'll have more to thank you for later then.
Celeste,
Yes.
do you have somewhere safe to stay?
Kind of look to Arthur. I mean,
If I'm giving Junie and Peggy my place, you're still welcome to your space there. Like I said, I can sleep in the studio.
thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I do for now.
Good. I have my space as well, but I also have my office at the Queen's Cellar. So if I need to bed down there for the day, I can give up my apartment as well.
As you pack up Junie, and Junie who does not want to leave and puts up quite a fight, but Lasher, as you've known, Lasher can be forceful when he needs to be. And he has basically picked her up and thrown her over his shoulder, and he's letting you handle all the packing, Marius, and he's just trying to keep her away from stopping you. Brienne, you head back to the Queen's Cellar. Arthur, you gather Peggy and, you make sure everyone can get out in timely fashion. You can see how distressed this has made Junebug. She feels so guilty. Vern, you're chasing off after Saris, following her, smelling her. Of course, Marius didn't reveal to you what they had learned from your blood. Celeste, you're also going with them. And Brienne, as you leave on your own back to the Queen's Cellar, as you're the only one heading in that direction, a voice presses into your mind. Strong, painful almost. It says, "You have a regality about you that I have not seen in an age, my dear." Do you answer the voice?
No!
Then he continues. "When I reclaim my throne and cast down those who have betrayed me, I will need someone standing by my side. A seneschal." Do you say anything?
Do I know this voice?
You do not.
It's impolite to go walking into someone's head.
Every creature that walks the streets of Boston belong to me. There is no privacy with the once and future king, Brienne Perkins.
Who? Storyteller?
Mhm.
I don't know if this is something that you're willing to allow for flavor.
Sure.
If not, totally fine.
Sure.
Just wanted to check. Brainy has unswayable mind.
Sure. He's
Can I
not
shut
used-
the door?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Roll me a composure and your dominate. Add 2 extra dice for that. And see if you can shut him out.
I'm gonna
Now, Quentin,
barf.
let's see. 5 and manipulation and persuasion gives
I've
him
forgotten
15
how-
dice for that.
How? I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna.
Oh, we'll see.
1, 2.
4 of those will be hunger dice, though, so that's fine. Oh, good God. My hand isn't big enough.
And you said how many extra dice?
2. That's way up mind. Oh, Quentin must be expending a lot of energy because he didn't roll super great. And I can't risk him doing he can't do any blood surging right now. For reasons that you don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna fucking willpower some of those.
It's not a great roll for
No,
him.
let him bloodthirst. It'll go great.
It's a really bad roll for him. It's really horrendous.
7.
You rolled 6. And you slam the door on the once and future king.
It's like you know those big metal corrugated doors that you see on like parking garages?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Brianny panics and hits the button and the door just goes "Sukunk."
And if this was a video game, a little note would pop up that would say, Quentin King will remember that. And that is where we are going to end episode 3, A Matter of Life and Death, for this evening. Thank you, everyone.